Warning, Will Robinson. Warning, I dare say.
Warning, Archer's Garage Live is not suitable for all audiences. Viewer discretion advised.
It definitely is not suitable for all audiences. Viewer discretion is advised. What are you guys doing? We got a couple people in the house so far already saying hey to everybody. We got Tim Hyde, Robert A.Z., Robert Mailhouse, and we got Johnny Bravo, and I think that was it. I accidentally hit a button before. I was fooling around getting stuff set up because I stopped a little early because it was shot. And I was fooling around with some stuff, and I accidentally clicked the button, and I was like, and then I started up my my browser for my pictures and videos, which they discontinued. Sony did that. And as it started, everything locked up because that's a lot, right, going on. And I'm like, oh, I can't shut it off. Click, click, click. Nothing's happening. I just got to wait. But I didn't even have a camera or a microphone set up yet. So I was just kind of checking through some stuff, moving some things around, getting ready to put the microphone on and finishing up from the day. And we'll get to that in a little bit. So I did a lot of cool stuff, but I've been busy as usual, and my neck hurts. So if I move around like all weird, I'm like, oh, I can't move it. Somehow or other, I hurt my shoulder or whatever. And then what made that go away was I was working with my daughter's boyfriend, which I'll get to that later, to work on his 2001 Jeep Cherokee. And because they want to do some kind of cross-country road trip in an old piece of shit. So I went to go lay down, lay on my stomach to look underneath just to peek like the day before we did it. I guess there was a rock or whatever was on the ground and walnut husk. And it hit my rib right down here. And it kind of like went underneath or whatever. And I have like no fat on me or anything. So like I felt that. I'm like, oh crap, I can't move. That's pretty much going away. And I don't know if that led to my stiff neck, but I was out in the freezing cold with him in the torrential wind, right? And it was snowing, like it was like snow flurrying, and we're working on removing the half shaft on the one side. We didn't do the other side yet, so we had to pull the spindle and the knuckle and the steering knuckle and everything off. And the funny part of the story, which I'll get into in a little bit, I'll show you a little bit of it, is he watched a video on it, right? See, when we were younger, AZ will tell you, like we had to read books and stuff. Everybody, they watch these YouTube videos, and we'll get to Musty in a bit. And I was like, which one? And he's like, oh, it's like really easy. It doesn't take that long at all. I'm like, yeah, huh? Oh, okay. So I went on YouTube. He was staying here, and we start surfing through videos. He's like, that one. And I'm watching it. And everything is so clean that it looks like, so this is 2001. It looks like the guy was doing it in like 2005, like just out of warranty. And they don't show you everything. And it's like, I didn't want to dissuade him from doing it. I knew he was going to take this vehicle and try to do it anyway. And then it would be stuck over there where I can help him fix it, by his house. So, and one thing that Jeannie, which is Al's wife, friends of mine used to live down here, older couple. She was a teacher. And one of the things that she always told me, she says, if you want to teach somebody something, you never break their spirit. You have to find, even if they're not good at something, first of all, somebody could be not good at something, and then all of a sudden, and they keep at it, they could be one of those people that might one day be good at it. Like they defy all odds. Not most people are like that, but some people are like that. And some people, it just takes a while to develop. But whatever it is, right, you don't want to break their spirit. You can guide them, or you can, maybe dissuade them from doing something, try to tell them no in a nice way. I don't know. You want to be a good teacher, go to school, figure it out. I don't know. I'm not really a teacher. But she told me that. And later on, after we were working on this thing for a while, because it took all day, he didn't get out of here till like 10:30 at night. And I told him that. I said, you ain't leaving here anytime soon. I can tell you that. You can't infer experiences into somebody. They have to have them. And pain as my friend Arthur used to say when we were younger, is really the best teacher. A lot of times people just don't learn until the pain level goes up high enough. And then suddenly it crosses the threshold, and then they learn. Let me see what you guys are doing. Oh, there's Dom, Dobie. Let me see. Hold on. Let me bring up. Oh, let me detach this and fool around with this. Detach. I feel so detached, fellas. Yeah, we got a bunch of stuff to get to tonight. It feels like today because it is. Pop out the chat. Bring it over here. And then I lose. Let's see. We'll put that over there. Let's see. Blow you up. Let's see. Split screen chat. See this? I got to put these things on like hotkeys. I was gonna, but then I kind of hurt my my keyboard because it's old now, like me, and I don't know what to do to it. It's old, so there's no escape key, and then on the number pad there's no dash key or negative key anymore. So, and then I had all these hot buttons kind of set up, and it glitched somehow, and I guess I don't know how to back up my macros. Macros. Have you guys backed up your macros today? Just asking for a friend. Let's see. He goes, Malice is making some kind of a joke. I don't understand jokes. Yeah, Bravo goes, Musty's pissed. Yeah, we'll get into that. Robert says, hello all. Hello AZ. Halo, no angels here. Dilly, Tim Hyde says. AZ says, busy here too. New puppy in the house. Nice. Tom W says, oh, gee. Mel says, we all live to learn and learn to live. And AZ says, I'm the son of a mechanical invalid. Well, my father wasn't all that mechanical either. He was an artist, among other things, but he was mostly, his side talent was drawing and everything. He used to draw for the military. And then also he was those guys that make maps. What do they call it? Cartographer? So that's why he had a Jeep in the war. And of course, everybody loves the guy that has the Jeep. Because you've seen the movies, right? They just pile on because most people in the army, right? They're foot soldiers. They have to walk everywhere. So you want to get in with the guy that has the transportation, right? The Jeep. Because everybody just climb. That was good about the Jeeps is that you could just climb on it. And it got better traction in the mud and snow and the rain. Because everybody was sitting in it or on it or around it or hanging off of it. So, yeah, that made things easy. Not that he wasn't on foot at times. Bravo says, he goes, shit, when I was in school, a teacher's job was to try and break our spirits, separate the winners from the losers and real quick. There's probably something to be said for that because, remember, like past number of years now, it's like everybody passes, nobody left behind. So everybody's just sucks now. Yeah, that didn't work. Another great idea that just does not work. Doesn't work. I mean, in my day, nobody left behind meant you went to summer school. In fact, I liked summer school. First of all, we got to go to a different school. So there was different chicks and different people there outside of your little network. And it was closer. And you could do everything in a shorter period of time. So you were less likely to get bored. So you could skip out, cut out all year long. They'd send you to summer school, and I would be like, oh, this is a piece of cake now, right? I just have to kind of riff right through this whole course. I'll get a good grade, and I'm not going to get bored. Check out some fresh hotties, and go on about my day, Summer school was driver's ed, yeah. We don't need no education, as Pink Floyd said. Yeah, the wall was a good one. Hey, Funseeker. He goes, hi, Arch. What's up, bro? Oh, that was too good. Yeah, so I want to get to Musty, and I want to show you guys a little bit what I was up to tonight, and because I was working in here a little bit later, well, all day, I got everything all nice and cleaned up. I'm getting ready to bring two big machines in that nice green zero turn, the John Deere, which is coming in here. And then Big Mike's is coming in the other room to pull the engine. So I vacuumed everything because we were in and out like the past couple of weeks. And for that couple of days that me and Tyler were in and out, the wind was just howling. It's been squalling. Like we have constant squall and whatever warnings with gale warnings. And the wind just doesn't stop. It's been like this for a few years. once the winter starts to come. And like I said, the day that we were working, it was really windy. Like, it just did not stop. I don't know what the footage sounds like. I haven't really listened to it. We're just going to breeze through it. But it was just so funny because he just was so surprised. But he did pretty good. I think he's mechanically inclined. But it's just so windy. So everything is just... I'm like, I'm not going to clean the shop. I'm not going to sweep the floor, really. I'm not really going to do anything. It's just going to come right back in. And we'll track it in. And until I'm ready, hopefully by the weekend, I said, you know, if it's supposed to get nicer out, because I check the weather hourly. If I can get the stuff done on the weekend that I want to do, I'll be very happy. And that's when I'll clean. So I dug out the vacuum and I vacuumed behind everything and around everything. And I was throwing stuff out and I was moving stuff into the basement that I cleaned up and got ready to, you know, organize. And sort of setting up over here and trying to figure out, well, where do I put what? Because these are two big machines. And I'm going to kind of work on them at the same time, kind of. I got another big, fairly large walk behind outside. But in the meantime, I got a couple of smaller ones that I want to get rid of. And I got two small machines for myself. One. I sold that Echo blower. That's a cool story. Nice guy. So now I need a blower. So I have to fix my old backpack blower. I'll show you guys that in a bit. So it was just like a lot of fun, but it was a lot of work, and then everything got really messy, and I figured, you know what, we'll get in and behind everything. It's so clean now that if I wanted to, I don't have the time, but if I wanted to, I could bring out the mop. I've been wanting to bring out the mop everything down and put a little floor wax down in here, like a sealer because the winter time, I do cleanings throughout the year, but I try to like do a mop around the holidays, a holiday mop rock type thing, mop around clock. No, that's not funny. Let's see what you guys are doing here. Let's see. Hello, there's the rain again. There it comes again. It wasn't supposed to, but you can't trust it. Robert says, I just saw a machinery store fix a dethatcher for profit. Nice. Yeah, I never put it out because the video's too difficult. But I did that blue dethatcher, and he had it a week, and they destroyed it. And I gave it back to him again. I'm like, I'm not fixing it now. I'm not holding it here. I'm not your free storage. I don't mind keeping on to something if I'm, like, I got a couple of machines here for him. They're not an actual rush. So that's why I can kind of do a bunch of different things around it. That's fine, because I can work on it, when I can. And I don't mind storing it here, because I am working on it. And I'll get it done. And when I get it done, he'll take it. I destroyed it already. So I guess over the winter I'll fix it. Or it'll probably be like spring. Instead of like early spring, it'll be like, I need it now, Arch, I'm going to lose the business. All right. Yeah, I know. Brett says, you'll be sure to hit that like button. Oh, yeah, the like button. Thanks, brother. Now, hold on. Let me get comfortable here. Try to get ready to chill. Cha-ching. To chill. Anybody say beer? Well, what I always say, and if I don't always say it, then I'm saying it now. Here we go!
If you've got the time, we've got the beer.
Miller beer.
Miller tastes too good
To hurry through.
But when it's
Time to relax.
Miller stands clear.
Beer after beer.
If you've got the time,
You've got the time.
we've got the beer.
Miller beer.
If you've got the time,
We've got the beer. Miller beer. Miller tastes too good to hurry through.
but when it's time
I
to
love it.
relax,
Miller stands clear. Beer after beer.
if you've
Got the time. You've got the time.
we've got the beer. Miller
I love it. Oh, God. You gotta love it, right? Quick music interlude. I'll be your musical director for this evening. Oh, I figured I'd just throw that in there. Because I said something on Ken's show today. I don't know. I think it was Klaus, right? Klaus said something. Oh, Klaus. Wait, hold on. I gotta get to Klaus. Klaus said something. He was talking about beer. And I remembered that jingle. I'm like, oh my, I remembered kind of, mostly. I wasn't absolutely accurate. Oh, wait. Here we go.
Klaus, thank you.
I am Klaus.
I am Klaus.
I am Klaus.
I am Klaus. Oh, I am Klaus. I am Klaus. Oh, man, it's so wrong. Lawrence Welk. Yeah, remember Lawrence Welk? That was so good, right? I know some blasts from the past. I've got a whole bunch of blasts, but I just haven't had time to go through them. But this one I couldn't pass up, right? It was too fun. That was one of the better ones, I think, of Lawrence Welk. Well, he did a lot of good stuff, right? Yeah, vintage. Brett goes vintage. He goes, I think I was like 4. Yeah. Hold on, wait. Robin says, AZ goes, the world must be coming to an end, and it's supposed to rain tonight, tomorrow here in AZ. That's nice, though. I like, the water is good. This is our rainy season, so. Rainy night. It's a rainy night in Georgia. Oh, that's another good one. Oh, yeah. I bet you they'll strike me for that, what I just played. You know? Make mine a genuine draft. Absolutely. Yeah, no, Rob wants a Dinkelachner on the mini keg. Those were good. Those are really good. Brett goes, burp. Oops. Oh, and who's this? Is this my daughter? Oh, she's sending me cat pictures. Yeah. Oh, look at them. They are so cute. They really are. I let the Missy girl female try to sleep with me for a little bit last night. I just can't take it. They lay on you. They get in your way. But she's just so rough. Like, she just wants love and just pushes into you and pushes her head into you. And then she wants to be pet and she just doesn't shut it off. Like, you have to lift her, pick her up, shove her over there. And she just doesn't stop. They're all very affectionate, but she's ridiculous. We have some really good pictures. But I hate sticking the phone up to the camera, though. Eventually, I'll pull them off the phones and whatever. AZ goes, what about the one beer to have when you're having more than one? That's a good one. One beer to have. Let's see. Let's see if we can go find that one. I got to grab the, hold on a second. I got to grab this page. Pull it over to this monitor. And switching monitors. Let's see. Let's see. I think this is it. This is a radio ad. Yeah, hold on. Let's see if this is it. Let's find out. They're definitely going to slap me tonight.
You got the magic.
If you misplace your card, slide to the right and the card's blocked.
LSB Feasters, Radio Air Check, and Classic TV Channel.
That's a little loud. 1965? Oh, no, I'm definitely going to get banged. I hear you. When you're having more than one, safer is the one beer to have. No, I got the words wrong. Oh, that's right. That's it. Yeah, bring it home. is the... Oh, that's beautiful. Doo-doo. Oh, man, that was great. You gotta love it. Oh, what sounds like Roxy? Hold on, let me catch up. Let's see here. I gotta put the thing back on again. Split screen. See, what about the one beer to have, right, Lawrence? Well, Schaefer, sounds like Roxy. He goes, hi, Torn. Hi, Tom. Oh, okay. That'll give you the Schaefer shits. My father used to drink it. I've had it. You know, I don't think it's that bad. Not at all. I mean, but then I was a kid drinking it for years, you know, so there's that. So I also was trying to fix a vacuum tonight because all the vacuums broke. So I'm like, all right, time to fix the vacuums. So I've been saying that I was going to. Christina bought another one, but I was like, all right, well, I'll fix one of them because it's got a good beater on the bottom. All right, it was actually a good vacuum. I have it over there. But, you know, it's like taking one of these things apart, right? And they're really nasty. Let me show you a couple of things. Hold on. Ready? Miller High Life. Just love it. Schaefer was better than PBR. Oh, totally. PBR was just cheap. That's all we cared about. You know? Let me see here. Let me show you. A little bit was what I did tonight.
Klaus, thank you.
Oh, no, not Klaus. Hold on. How did Klaus come on?
I am
Oh, I see. I am Klaus. Oh, you gotta love it. Yeah, let's see. We'll start. Should I start here? I think we start here. Hold on. Schaefer is the... All right, I got to clean all this off. Yeah, that'll work. But we're going to take a look at what's in here. And to replace what's here. So I've been straightening this up. I now have almost all the room I need to pull Big Mike's tractor in and figure out how I want to set it up to pull the motor. So we're almost ready. I'm going to move this back a little bit. It is on wheels. I'll drag it. And we're going to pull that down, this mess. And I'll show you what I'm going to use. Well, that's a little bit better. We can open this up. What do you think? All right? Oh, what a difference, huh? That thing was disgusting. So I had it lanyard up. I mean, eventually we'll get a track for it, but I'm thinking just some roofing nails, just the same way I did this nice piece here, which is a moving blanket / sound blanket, which that works very well for now. I mean, eventually what happens is the eyelets break out of them. Right, so we got roofing nails up there, but yeah, the eyelets start to break, and yeah, it is what it is. All right, we can put new eyelets on. I think I still have the tool for that. Yeah, I definitely think this will work good. It's good, even if it's just a stopgap measure, because it really does make a difference. And this is flame retardant. So it really is a fire blanket. It's just a cheap one. What do I get from Vivor? So let's see. Let's see what we got. It's supposed to be black, but now I'm seeing red. Why am I seeing red? Is it in oh, it's in some kind of a cover. Oh, that's nice. I don't know why you would need that. I guess for storage. Yeah, Vivor. Size 8x10, and there's two of them for like $50 to your door-ish, 50-ish. So my plan was to hang them both up. Obviously one at a time. They're quite heavy. Yeah. All right, let me go fool around for a little while. Like I said, I'm gonna hang up, you know, some nails, roofing nails, and just kind of mark it off and see what we get. Let me go fool around. Yeah, all right, so that's that one. Let's just take a quick walk around. And so it's up. I'm not done yet, so let me back up.
Sweet.
So you can actually see the two. So that's cloth. That's a nice fabric. Nice sound deadening, and it also cuts any leakage or Just adds an additional several inches, maybe about 5 inches or so, of a kind of a dead air space. That really improves the warmth. And we got this guy, and we'll go from the other side. Now, I just kind of set it up for now. I just wanted to show you. So I can kind of reach up. I can reach in here. We can kind of tie it in this way. I might make another adjustment so I can kind of just grab it. I got a camera in my hand, so I can kind of tie it in there for now. That's good. And I can also reach up to here. And let me get that. I want to show you because it's already starting to fray. They do it right away. I don't know if it was already damaged, but I can reverse this if I want to, because it's, what I like about this one is it's grommeted all the way around. But before I show you that, well, I don't really have to. But I think this is good. I'm going to tuck that back. And then up here I use some like rubber grommet washers. I know the light's up there. And then sort of tied it in over there. And I'll probably grab a lanyard or whatever and either roll it straight up, or I may just tuck it back, because these two I can take off and then I can actually pull this back and it comes back to about over here. So somewhere around here, pretty nicely. And I wanted it up off the floor a little bit more, so it's out of the way. Yeah, let me back up some more. I'm ready to fall down. I got to stop. Yeah, that's much better, fellas. I'm happy. And I got one extra one. So I'll fool around with this tomorrow as I have more time. As we can see, I can kind of just open it. And with the other one, I can just walk right in. And it's heavy. So it's fiberglass with a vinyl covering. And it is a fire mat. So you could put out a fire, or, I mean, when I'm grinding and when I was testing the plasma cutter, I was shooting sparks that way. It's just, yeah, that's a true fire issue. So when here, as time goes on, I'm going to make this more suitable for the grinding, the cutting, the welding, anything like that I can do. And if I wanted to, I could even hang another one over here, even though this is insulated. I could make it a bit more cozy. This wall,
I need to wash that door.
That wall is, and so now, and kind of this wall is. This is about 6 inches, but there's another little window back there which I may take out. We'll see. This has got to get moved, and that can be moved later. So a little bit at a time. This is almost ready for Mike. All I want to do now, Big Mike, I want to figure out. So we got that to lift his engine out, and then I got that. And now that we've got sort of the come along, the chain throw. So once like tomorrow comes, I'll clean up a little bit more. I'll move some stuff around, and I want to figure out. I'll experiment with where I want his tractor. I'll probably bring my tractor in because I can move it, whereas his has to be shoved in. So what I'll do is I'll drive my tractor in, move some stuff around. This is really heavy, and it's very difficult to move. And this is heavy and difficult to move. So you can't see it. Even though I have wheels, you can't see it because I got this here. But you see that bar down there? Well, there's wheels over there.
Yeah, I made that, so that's on my channel. That's adjustable.
So there's the wheels I made for it. So now this is really heavy, and it doesn't move, like with the vise and everything on it. What I want to do, you see the lift table here, it's got this hook. So I'm going to make another one of these hooks, and that hook is for this guy. So you kind of grab it, and it's got wheels back there, as you see, nice steel wheels. I might want to get another set of steel wheels for my other table. And you can just kind of hook it. I'm doing it one hand here. And then you can pick it up, and you can move it wherever you want. So I think I'm going to make the same thing. Now, that hook's pretty strong, but if I have a 1,000-pound machine like, my Sunstar, I mean, I have scooched it. You can scooch this thing on this floor without anything on it, no problem. If you just got a mower or maybe something like that, or a small snow blower, you can scooch it around. Like, it's not an issue. But that other guy in there, no way, I was not able to move it. All right, I'm done for now. Nice, right? Not bad. Not bad. All right, let me minimize this for a minute. But yeah, I had some fun doing that. I really needed it. It blocks a lot of the cold air from coming in. And of course, it's a safety benefit. These were like inexpensive. So now I have another one to do what I want with it. So I'll keep that in its nice red bag for now. And we'll see. But yeah, I keep a little bit of heat on in the garage, not all the time. It's usually on low. I don't know if you saw it, but Rob AZ gave me that heater. It's a 220 volt electric heater. And I try to keep it nice and clean. Eventually I'll repaint it. I'm going to finish that little section of the wall soon. I hope. And I try to keep it clean. And it's pretty powerful. Like, it will warm up that garage in no time, for sure. And especially now. And then the AC. And I can separate the two rooms. I can keep the dust and the dirt and the flames and sparks separated from in here. Just anything I can do to tighten things up. And when it's really cold at night, I'm hanging out in here. Oh, there's a big difference. Any curtain, even that ripped one that I had up there worked. And my friend Phil Press, he's like 6'7". He told me years ago, because my rig used to be on the other side of the building, and my back was to that opening, and I would sit and chat with him sometimes, and I would complain about the draft on my back and everything. And he's like, "Why don't you just put up a tarp or something simple?" I'm like, that's not gonna work. Well, it works. I was wrong. Yeah, it helps a lot. So I'm happy, a little cheap improvement, because I was going to buy a microphone to connect, to replace the one that I sold. I was going to buy a microphone, for the guitar amp and whatever, and for the rigging in here and everything. And that was about $50, with the cables and stuff and whatever else I wanted. I'm like, what do I need more? I need this tarp thing. Okay, more right now, unfortunately. I could only get one thing, so that was the thing I got, right? I'm happy, I'm very happy. And I've been cleaning up, and I'm almost ready for my next two big jobs. So, let me see what you guys are up to here. So, Schaefer was better than PBR. The snap of it is doing good. That's cool. I might check it later, if not next time. But yeah, go check out Brett's channel. You can find the link to his last video in my description if you don't have his channel handy. So you can go check that out. But yeah, he's got a nice, like 2010 or something snapper that they finished up over at the job. And like I said, if I don't do it tonight, we'll do it maybe next time. If I'm on here next Saturday, because I'm starting to run out of steam. But yeah, nice machine. That's like what I talk about. But I want to get to Musty. Mel says, I bought another mechanic stool from Walmart today. It's the Hyper Tough brand. The Wen mechanic stool needs 2 new wheels. Would you wear out the wheels? Wow. AZ says, you need to clean the concrete floor. I know. It's funny that she's mentioned that. And then AZ says, remember the cardboard on the cage at Avco? Yup. It kept us warm and cooler. But yeah, it's funny because over at Ken's show, they were talking about, and Mailhouse and them were talking about floor coatings. And oh my God, it went up to 51 degrees. Yeah, because it's raining. Anyway, so they were talking about floor coatings and the oil-based versus the water-based, and the stink you get from the oil versus the water. Now, I don't know which one is more durable, but I've been wanting to do that for years. Yeah, absolutely. But you see, now as I'm getting a little bit more organized and everything, and yeah, I mean, I'll just throw down some degreaser and then some muriatic and wash it out maybe next year. It's expensive though. It's like it used to be like $100, for the mix. And I think that was even the Rust-Oleum brand garage floor paint. Of course, they make all kinds of different ones, naturally. But you want something good, and you got to clean it really, really good in order for it to stick. But that floor, it'll stick right, too. I did that in my old garage back in Seaford when we started fooling around with cars. And my mom would always kick me out because she always wanted a Firebird in there. 75 Firebird. I should have bought that car just to have, right? All the cars. I don't want to talk about it now. Now I'm getting mad. Easy still has his car sitting around on flat tires. Yep. Yeah, but all these little tricks, they help. They definitely help. So I just want to get to Musty real quick. Now go check out Musty 1, because I think it is his last video, although I lose track of time. So maybe he put out another video, but we get introduced to his new to us shop. And so I'm not going to speak for him, but I am going to just paraphrase it. So we get to see his new to us shop. He bought a property. It's in the middle of nowhere. So now he has basically 3 properties. Well, we'll say 2, really. He has one upstate somewhere. And I think that's a different one. That's one we've seen some boat action and whatever. Anyway, point being is, so they bought this a while back. It was abandoned. I think he's got maybe, I don't know, I think he said 15 acres or something. It's a lot, but it's weird. You know, it's a lot of these areas. Where is he? New Hampshire, I think. Maine or New Hampshire, I forget. But, you know, a lot of these areas, Pennsylvania, upstate New York, they're very hilly. So it's very hard to get like a nice, relatively flat area for the buildings, the house, and everything else. He didn't really want to show us the house, but he showed us he's got a bunch of buildings, outbuildings. And the one that he's in right now is like a 3-car garage with low ceilings, and it's a problem. The other one is really cool. It's really tall, and he's got all his crap in there. But that's the one eventually where we'll all be in. You know, for now we're going to be in this new garage section, and we're going to be in his warehouse. And so I highly recommend you watch Musty, get updated if you haven't. And it's a sit down mostly, but he does the walkthrough with everything, but he does a sit down, and he's filling us in on the changes in his life. Like, you know, his wife has some issues, or hip or knee or whatever, and he's got some health issues, and they're slowing down, and they got to make some changes to their life. But part of what he's saying is the changes in YouTube, which is interesting because, remember, he started like 20 years ago or something, you know? So he started YouTube when no one made any money. I mean, you know, you almost had to pay to play. It was really hobby oriented. And then the stories I heard from people was that when YouTube started paying and you started getting some traction, a lot of people did really well with YouTube. And I think I've mentioned this before, but I remember people saying that they started making really good money, and to the point where it was better than their day job. And they would go into banks to try to get a mortgage or something, you know, a car loan or mortgage. And, you know, they didn't want to use all their cash. And banks didn't want to lend to them because they were like, what do you do for a living? They thought, you know, you were like a drug dealer. Where'd you get all this money? What is this? You know, what is YouTube? Nobody's a YouTuber. Well, he was saying that at one, like the building that you see him in, the rent or something like that, he was spending something like $100,000 a year. I'm like, I got to rewind this because he was spending something like $100,000 a year, and he was still making money beyond that and then buying all of this stuff. And he doesn't sell a lot of it. He's not a flipper. So at some point, he said YouTube treated him really, really good. That's not the case anymore. And when you listen to him kind of go through the changes in YouTube, what they're pushing, and a lot of us have noticed this, that they want you to become a member and you get special exclusive content. And of course, the membership isn't, you know, expensive almost on anybody's channel. It's very inexpensive. But exclusive content for what? He's like, I make things, I fix things. He's like, what am I going to give somebody like early access by a week? You could just wait a week. So he wasn't too happy with all of this. And what he was kind of getting to is that in many cases, YouTube punishes you if you don't play along with this new routine. And that's, I think, is what he's saying is partly this is what's happening to his channel. He said something like he's lost like half of his normal revenue, which, if those numbers were still close to what he was making at peak, his channel just killed him. Well, they're just texting each other, which I'm not surprised, right, with the way YouTube is going. It's becoming very like entertainment and niche cliche. kind of oriented. You know, people are losing their attention spans. They don't want. He puts out like an hour and a half video. Every now and then they're like 2 hours, but they're usually around an hour. And he's long form, and that's been his mainstay for the longest time. These are big projects, and sometimes he doesn't even finish. You know, that week you have to wait for him either to do it next week, or sometimes he bounces around. And he was saying how, like, some of the stuff that if you put out a video and it's, you know, like James Connon does the generators, right? And now he does some other stuff, but even James had mentioned something similar to this. So if you put out a video, let's say like James does on a generator, and it's one of the ones that has done well in the past, and you put another one out after the ones that have done well, it will do well. Now, if you do something different next week and it doesn't do well, and then you go, oh crap, that didn't do well, I got like half the views or very little, let me go back to what I did before, and then you put that out. Well, what Musty was saying, he goes, that doesn't work. He goes, they won't promote it. You won't get the views. They'll punish you. And he says, and they have this weird concept of they suggest that, because he says every month they sit down with you. Some representative sits down and goes over your performance on your channel. When you're getting to those bigger numbers and bigger views, he says for years now he's had a rep from YouTube. And again, you go listen to him. And they gently, somewhat vaguely, they can't tell you what to do, but they somewhat vaguely tell you. And he says, not only will they punish you, but what they would prefer you do is to dump that experimental stuff onto the people that are subscribing, right? Try it with them, because it's not really public. It's kept sort of unavailable to the general public. They can't see the link, but when you're putting those links, you know, for members only, then only members can see it. And that protects your channel. He's like, but that's not really what my gig is. Like, I never had to do anything like that. Well, yeah, because they've changed everything. And this kind of goes to what Tyler, my daughter's boyfriend, was saying. He's like, oh, that 10-minute video, whatever it was. Yeah, 10-minute video on how to remove a half shaft out of a 2001 Jeep. That's 25 years old, rusty, doesn't want to come apart, right? No, they don't show any of that. And he's like, well, that's like a lie. I said, yeah, because people's attention spans have dropped. YouTube doesn't want you to show that. If it's too long, they won't watch it. And why bother? So it's like everything else today. It's an effing lie, right? Like, they don't show you shit. Well, I want to show you a little bit. But when I do the video, which I'll probably release it in like, you know, January, February, like really off season. And even my channel, like as soon as I get to off season, it's up, down and down, up, down and down. And like the other day, it just went boop all the way down to like, I don't know, it was like a couple of 100 views, right? Like, I'm like, what happened? Like, yeah, they just shut it off. Yep. And if you do something a little bit different, they punish you. Absolutely. And even these live shows, because they don't get many views, I get punished for doing a live show. Because if I get 150 views, that's so pathetic, according to YouTube, that it kills whatever I release later on that week. So what I release later on that week gets no traction. They just turned it into this shit show. It's horrible. So I want you guys, you know, if you want to, go check out Musty. I mean, I don't want to speak for Musty, of course. And, you know, he's going to really give you the lowdown on the hoedown. He's not going to go anywhere, obviously. I mean, he'll still do okay. But basically what he's saying is he's going to make some changes, and some of these are just literally changes because he has to. So he's going to start mixing it up. He's going to slowly pull away from the big shop. He's got to figure out what he's going to do with everything. And he's going to liquidate, right? Like he's big into those custom bicycles, you know, the old Schwinn's, and he does this like steampunk, or and this is a guy, he'll take like for a bracket, instead of making a bracket out of steel, it'll be made out of a silver spoon or some ornamental piece of something, and he'll turn it into something. You know, like people weld together, they twist a chain into the direction they want it, and then they weld each link, and then that becomes a rigid thing, and it looks really cool. He's very artistic. So for some reason, that when he showed that on his channel, we don't get to see it because YouTube doesn't like it. And remember now, he turned to YouTube years ago because why not? He needed a job. He broke his back. He hurt himself. And he couldn't really do automotive and truck work as much anymore. And he started kind of doing this on the side. He thought, what he did say was that when he first kind of started fooling around, he thought he was going to do some small engine equipment and stuff. Maybe be one of those guys. Because he doesn't claim to be one. He's done a whole bunch of machines, right? But not like, like a lot of us, like we actually just pretty much work on small equipment. He doesn't claim to be that guy, but he was looking in that direction, and he figured he would fix some of this stuff and see how it went, and then make some money on YouTube, and then sell what he didn't want. Because how many lawnmowers does one guy need? Especially like this property that he started at, that is a smaller property. So, one good lawn tractor and one good lawnmower and a weed whacker and a blower is all any man needs. Right? Everything else can be pick the best, keep the best of what you fix, and sell the rest. Right? That's my belief. Except I don't actually believe in that. I don't seem to stick to it. But okay, I have to recommend that. Let me see what you guys are doing. Schaefer is the one beer to have when you're. Let's see. The Shop Musty one is in 1,000 a month. Is that what it is? Is that 1,000? Mela says 1,000 a month, right? No, I think he said something else. Did he say 1,000? There was something that he said was 100,000. I don't remember. It's not 100. It's like a year or something he was spending on whatever the fuck it was. But I'm gonna watch it again. But yeah, but I wouldn't be surprised if that shop alone was 1,000 a month, because I think he said he rents that from a friend, and he got a deal on it. So he's got 1,000 a month there. I don't know if he's paid off his house or not, but even if he did, he would still have taxes, which aren't all that much, but power. 1,000 a month in rent for the big shop, but what about all the utilities? Then he's got this other property, and I don't know what else he's got. So he's spending some money, for sure. So he said he was doing good for a long time. Let's see. AZ goes, wait till the new TV comes and everyone has to pay more for what used to be, I know, over-the-air TV. Remember? And then YouTube made look better to more people. Rob, I don't know if you remember, but remember when Veronica and I made the apartment downstairs, right? And then I remember we got that nice new 27-inch TV, and then we got cable, and cable went up. And it was $20 a month, and I freaked out. I'm like, I'm not spending $20 a month when we were getting TV for free. That's crap. I'm not doing that. No way, right? I'll never forget that. And Veronica was mad. What's the problem, yeah, I know. The whole entertainment industry is in a hole. Everything's in a hole, trying to figure out how to profit from us and feel us. Yeah, I know, it's so true. Well, we've seen this, though, for years, that they lost their edge, right? They've been recycling all of the good stuff that they came out with over the years, which was fun and interesting and new. It was like, how many offshoots of Law and Order and Star Trek do you really need to have, right? Before it's just boring, They can't seem to, get anything new. He goes, I get my TV for free. Shh, don't say anything, Maybe you don't want to say anything. So anyway, the point I'm making is it's true. Like I watch what happens. Now, the problem I have is that I enjoy doing lives. Okay, I need the money from YouTube. Okay, that's great. But I like doing the lives. I like putting out different kinds of content, and I'm just going to get screwed for it. That's all there is to it. I mean, I don't know. I mean, what some people do is they make different channels, and I've talked about doing that. But that's a lot of work. I can barely keep up with this channel. You guys know. I took some time off this year, like this summer. I don't remember if it was the spring or I don't remember. Sometime. I got overwhelmed, and I'm like, I have to do what I got to do. And it was nice to have a break. It's always nice to have a break from whatever it is you're doing, even if you like it, whether it was forced or not, right? But it is nice to have a break. But I hear a lot of people, like usually around January, I hear all the YouTubers scream about there's like, if it populates my feed sometimes, there's all the ones that want to quit or how they want to change what they're doing or they're not happy, the gripers, I get it, I get it. Because if you lock in, like I was watching some of the photography people, camera people, I mean, that would get boring after a while because all you're doing is hawking cameras and talking about camera technology. And honestly, all things are limited. I mean, there's a point at which where how many lawnmowers and carburetors can you fix, right? Because the world needs yet another carburetor rebuild video, right? No, it doesn't really. I mean, I still do a few. There's a couple that I haven't done yet. I think I heard Tom Dolby say earlier today, he goes, I want to have a video for every kind of carburetor. Yeah, that makes sense. And also to me, it's also like paying your dues, right? If you want to be like, for example, a small engine guy, whatever, or girl, and it's like paying your dues. It's like I have a library of, whether or not it's good or not, I have a library of every carburetor that I've ever touched on this planet. You want to go check it out, and it's indexed, and it's in a folder, and it's in different folders. And then what's nice about that is that I think YouTube can take advantage of that, because if you label it right and get a good thumbnail, and somebody starts letting their fingers do the walking through, Google, they're probably going to hit one of your videos. Okay. I don't have a problem with that. I mean, I'm trying to kind of do something similar to that. But then I split it up and I ruined my channel, Ken goes, hey, what's up, Ken? Oh, you missed all the fun, Ken. You missed Miller time and Schaefer time. You missed it. Probably goes, pissed. I may have to subscribe to Apple TV service so as I can watch Formula One next. That's right. Amazon Prime, I think Apple add-on may work. We'll check it out. Yeah, but if you want to watch that, that's what you're going to have to do. But, a lot of people have turned to the alternative media for news and other stuff. And I got to say, I don't know how much longer it'll last because, Europe censors everything, right? They're just totally into censoring stuff. Like, they don't see half of what we see. And we censor shit, whether you like it or not, right? So that's going to happen. But then we can fight over it, and they really can't. So we just have to keep fighting over it. But some of it is the censorship tends to go away here because once the corporations find out that they're missing out on advertising dollars because somebody said, you can't watch that, they're not going to be happy. And they're like, turn that off. I want to be able to sell tampons. Yeah, Ken says, he goes, hey, well, yeah, should we put that back on? Fellas, should we put on the Miller time thing for Ken since he missed it? Let's all take a vote. Hit 1 for yes and 2 for no. Ken says, he goes, what was the diner? Oh, he was at the diner with Mrs. Potty now. Say hi to the lady. Yeah, so we got a 1 in there. Ken says 1. Yeah, I can set it up. I'll set it up. Because I mentioned that today, and Ken nailed it. He was like, he knew what I was talking about when I wrote it in. Yep. I don't know why that happens. I tell you guys, like, I have this. Yeah, I'm going to show it to Ken. I do have this problem, and AZ knows, like, I can remember a lot of things, but what I've always struggled with is names and dates. I mean, I always say, like, things like, I don't know exactly when Lincoln died, but I can find out. I know he's dead. Why do I, let's set this up. Hold on. Because my teachers get mad at me. Because you almost got 100 now, but you got every single date wrong. What's wrong with you? I don't know, right? Nobody knows. Hold on. We gotta. Oh, I gotta find it again. Hold on. Let me find it. I hope I still have it, or did I change it? Yeah, let's see. I think we can go backwards. Yeah, that's the Schaefer one, but the Miller one was better. Is that the one? Let me hit back one more time. No. It might have been, yeah, I think it was this one. Oh, no, it was this one. Yeah.
You got the time. We've got the beer, Miller beer. Miller tastes too good to
Hurry through.
But when it's time to relax,
Miller stands clear. Beer after beer.
if you've got the time,
You've got the time. We've got the beer. I think that's it one more time. There we go.
got the time. We've
Got the beer. Miller beer. Miller tastes so good to hurry through.
But when it's time to
Bring it
relax,
home!
Miller stands clear.
Beer after beer.
If you've got the time,
You've got the time.
we've got the beer. Miller.
Oh, I love it. I love it. You gotta love it. Oh, jeez. It's the champagne of bottled beer. It is. It kind of is. That's good. I enjoyed that. Oh, it's better than the other one, though. The other one was, I like the Lawrence Welk thing, It's that groove. It's really raining out. Oh, it's getting loud. The champagne of now I want a beer. I got the time. I got time for beer. I don't think I have any beer. Actually, I got a Heineken mini keg in the pantry. I don't know if I have the tap for it. It was in the drawer on the right-hand side, right to the left of the refrigerator, but I don't know where it went because they keep cleaning stuff up. I should keep it out here. All right, I'm gonna have to get it. Look like urine in the clear glass bottle, though. It does. It does. It does. Yeah. It could piss water, we used to say. So yeah, check out Musty because I think Ken missed that too. Because I was just talking about interesting. He makes interesting comments. Not only did we get the tour of his new to us, shop, but he goes on a bit of a sit down tirade, and he's like, "I'm not bragging and I'm not beating anything up, but this is what YouTube is doing to me," and he's not happy. And the world changes quick. I had said this a while back. I'm like, who's to say, just because YouTube has been around all this time, who's to say that it's going to be around in the version that we've come accustomed to, or what it will be in the future, or who will be on it, or even if it will be at all, right? You can't trust anything like that anymore. You just can't. So let me just show you a little bit about Tyler and I. You'll meet Tyler. Let's meet Tyler. All right. Tyler did good. I think he did pretty good. We'll just cruise to that. I don't know if it's even audible because it was so loud and noisy. And I got to find it. All right, where is it? Beer after beer. Let's see. Where's Tyler? Let's go find Tyler. Oh, wait. Yeah. Well, there's some Tyler here. Let's see. And there's some other Tyler. I'll have to surf. We're going to do a little surfing. Let your fingers do the walking. Yeah. So isn't that nice? All right, it's windy out. Sorry. Stop. Right there. All right. Thanks, Ken. I'm tired now. I'm shot. I've had enough for today. That is beautiful. I just absolutely love it. Absolutely love it. It's just so nice. I'm just going to cruise through back what I did real quick. So this is so dirty. The sound of freedom. All right, everything is dirty. Yeah. So I always yell. Nobody puts in. Yeah, I'm so tired. That helped. That got it to go. Next. So you'll see here all of the crap. So here's the reality. So we used a combination of the wire wheel. We're still going. Yeah, and it's getting there. It's all the scaling. And that's actually not that bad for something that old. These sockets are a little bit different. No, that was not what I want. Yeah, 6 cylinders straight. All three. Straight 6. He's got to get that off. Oh, he's like, "What's that?" I'm like, "That's a puller, bro." I'm like, and it still wouldn't come off. It still would not come off. What we did was we had to reinstall the bolts from behind, leave a little space, don't put them in all the way, and then bang them with the air hammer. And it did finally slide off. It did not want to go. All right, fellas. So we got in and then knock the bolts on the back side with that. And now we're going to go away. Yeah. And I'm going to coax it off some more. There it goes. The other one. It's going. Yeah, it's done. All right, fellas, I'll bring you. Let's see. We got it apart. Right, and it's all rusty and nasty. Like, right, like nobody ever did this.
But just to give it a good clean. Yeah, there he is.
No, I didn't need a hydraulic brake puller.
This feels like it's okay, but we'll know
Hold on.
if we walk.
I could have kept going with that puller, but I was worried that I was going to bend this flange. So I'll back up a little bit. So what I talk about in the video a little bit is, see this mounting flange here? You can bend that. Oh yeah, you will bend that. And I'm like, I don't want to bend that. We have to find, what we're trying to pull off is the flange on the other end that goes to the knuckle. But we're pulling on this, the wheel flange, the wheel hub, the bearing hub. And that's not really what I want to do. I don't want to put the pressure there. But it was so stuck on that I had no choice. So yeah, you don't want to keep forcing that side. See, it's getting...
She's freezing.
Oh, there's Christina.
What's going on, too. All right.
See, this piece here, you can't really see it. But we get it cleaned up. Oh, look.
So I'll send him out in a bit. We'll just run the one wire
bad U-joints.
And then in there, we gotta get the vacuum in there. We don't want dirt. You see all that dirt in there? So we gotta suck that dirt out.
Yep.
And then bite us.
I gotta do the other side. This took all day.
Knock it off.
Nice and clean.
All right, let him finish up. Yeah.
Yeah, see, this is what.
All right, so we got all this kind of cleaned up.
So that, what I'm pointing to right there, that's what you really want to pull on. And it's not the bearing, it's the U-joints. But we can't pull on that because you can't reach it, and you can't really push on it. So if you apply pressure to the front hub, pulling force to the front hub, then you put the bolts back in, but you don't tighten anything. You just leave them a few threads engaged, and then you drive them in with the air hammer, and then it will pop out. Now, this was all rusty all around here. So we got all that cleaned up, and that's why it wouldn't come apart. It has not come apart. This is what's bad.
I should probably set up
this is what's bad.
On an overhead, but you see these clips in here?
So yeah, that's good enough. So yeah, we're going through all of this. He's cleaning everything.
Look at what he did out there.
I showed him how to use a file. He was trying to saw with it.
All right, before we lose
and
the burrs here,
he made everything nice and clean.
On that power light. We might have to bring out the...
Yeah, that's nice and clean. And we're getting ready to replace this.
Yeah, every time it...
And here I am showing
where we are,
how to push these things through. They were stuck. I had to heat them.
Give me that light, because I don't think this is going to...
I had to heat the yoke. It would not go. Yeah, I replaced them. Yeah, you replaced them. Yeah, the original owner.
Shoulder of this yoke.
I replaced them. I'm coming back.
Right in there.
Yeah, okay. Good luck with that. And then he ordered the wrong ones.
But now that we got one out, we can see these are the wrong size.
Yeah.
It's the wrong U-joint.
Tile ordered the wrong ones. So I had to explain to him what it is he's ordering.
I want it falling. And
he's new.
I can feel something. It's less than...
You know, but he did good. See, everything's nice and clean.
Before, but,
I'm going to mute that. Everything's nice and clean. Prepped out. Wiped out. No burrs. No issues. It went together like butter. You know, you could just like tap everything in. And here we are. Here it's late. Put the grease nipple in compression. Nice. We're all good there. Yeah, it's late. And it just went, since everything was prepped, completely laid out and prepped nice on my table, it just went right together. You know? What's on the joint? What's on the joint? There's no grease fitting on the joint. The ones that he got were no grease fitting. Nothing. You have pre-greased, and that's what you get. You know, the original ones he ordered had, but they were the wrong size. So I sent them back twice. I'm like, no, you're getting the wrong thing because you're not understanding. I'm like, you're probably getting. First of all, there's a right and a left, so they're different. Some was another. And then he was torquing down the brake studs right, that hold the brake caliper on. And I looked over at him, and I'm like, what are you doing? I'm talking him down. I'm like, what? I'm like, you're swinging that wrench an awful lot. I'm like, what torque reading is it? I think he had it set to like 50. They were 50 or 60 or 70 or something. They were 25. I could just see that it was not right just by looking at it real quick. And I was like, no, bro, you better recheck that. I don't know what the metric size is, but it's like quarter 20. I'm like, you're going to snap that, bro. Stop what you're doing. Yeah. But he's done, and he got it all down, and it's all good to go. That's nice. That's a nice little vower. Not bad. Yeah, they're just young. All right, I'm coming back. They're just young. You know, like I said, he's kind of, I would say he's mechanically inclined. Yeah, if he keeps at it and keeps doing his thing, he'll be fine. But without, you know, they watch videos, and like I was saying earlier, that's the problem. Everybody's watching videos. That's another reason why my videos don't get, because I actually show all of the work, and the videos are long because most of the projects that I do take a long time, and I show the whole process. But people don't want to watch all of that. I have to tell you, those are the videos I make. You know, better than in front of a video game all day. Yes, absolutely. Yeah, we talked about that. It's funny you bring that up because I carefully brought that up, and he's like, yeah, and when you're done with the game, you could make things or win all of these stupid little tchotchke prizes that are just fake icons on a screen. He's like, but you don't have anything when you're done. I said, that's right. All that time you think you're getting somewhere. I'm like, you're just churning. You know, this is at least something, and you're building skills that you can use on anything. Because he had asked me, he said, have you ever done a 2001 Jeep? I said, no. He goes, well, how do you know how to do it? I'm like, believe me, I know how to do it. Oh, I've done enough of this stuff. It's all the same to me now, right? It's like, you know, and I told him, it's not going to want to, I said, I doubt highly that anybody ever replaced that. And then once we went through all of that, I think there's a couple of more little better shots here. Let me see. Let's see, am I got this open? Yeah. Let me see if OBS. I just want to take a peek. And move you back to here. I was like, yeah, believe me, bro. I'm like, yeah, it's not like you think. Do I have the flame? Yeah, do I have the flame thing? Let me just cruise through it while I'm sitting here. I'm not going to show you until I find something. Anything good on here? There's all kinds of shit. Like, here's the bucket. He goes, we had no choice. We had to do it. Yeah. Yeah, pretty much. Well, he wrecked a nice car that he had, so he had to buy this. He got some money for it. But they want to go across country to California. I'm like, oh, my God. I told Liz, and she was like, tell Christina I said I'm not happy. I don't like it. I'm like, well, I'll tell her. Oh, yeah, here we go. All right, guys, so we got this all cleaned up, right? Tyler did a great job.
Hold on.
Really? Now we're just going to give... Yeah, see? So I clean everything. Right? Let me turn the volume down. If I put my gloves on, I'm not going to, you know... But everything gets clean. We did... Listen, if it was mine and I was minting it out, this would all be sandblasted and painted and nice and all. But, you know, everything gets loved. And I was showing them, because we kicked up some burrs, trying to remove it. And I'm trying to show them how to file. You know, how they teach a machinist how to file, you know. Is this what we're going to hear? Right here. Coming up with like a title for this video. I'm like, so I don't want to show every little thing. But... You know, because he hasn't done this before. Really, neither have I. But we were looking at some of the videos, and we were like, "There's none of that in any of these videos."
Yeah, it's pretty misleading, you know, because it's a 10-minute video, and you're like, "Oh, this is gonna take me 10 minutes."
Yeah. Say.
But then you run into a few problems, and then it becomes a whole day thing.
Yeah, the whole day, right?
And they don't tell you that.
No, they never say what's really gonna happen. Let me just find a spot to stand. So that's why we're coming up with, like, what they don't show you in videos that show you this.
Yeah, and it's been I'm sure it's for people that are watching this. It's going to be a bit eye-opening, you know.
Yeah, if they watch it, yeah.
Right.
But after, let's say you've already watched one of like the videos that we saw. It was like, this is pretty easy. Yeah, everything was clean and neat and came right off. And we live on Long Island, right, in New York. Down like this is like, it's not quite the Rust Belt, but it's close to it.
Close enough.
Yeah. And although this truck is in pretty good shape overall, you see some of the rust. It's usually worse.
Mm-hmm.
And there's still viable cars. Like, you know, what are we going to work? We were going to import everything from out of state? Arizona car. Like, that's not even happening anyway. We can't afford that up here anymore. It's not going to happen. And this is not his daily. So it's getting dark. It's freezing. You saw snow already. The wind is unbelievable.
Classic.
We're almost done.
Classic.
We figured we'd just take a moment out, and we're going to go back to it. He's got the hub all cleaned up. I'm going to show you guys a little bit about the U-joint, and we'll get it knocked off a little bit there. Again, not a full how-to, but just to show you some of the insights, a lot of what others don't show you. And he agreed. He's like, it'll show a little bit. It's not like one of their videos for sure. So, you know, if you watch a couple of videos on something, do your homework. What's wrong with including some reality?
Yeah.
Reality
This is
TV.
reality TV.
Let's get back to work.
Yeah, let me see if I can find the spot where.
More of it.
Look how pretty. Wait, let me turn this down. Showing him how to use this tool. But he can use his hands and stuff. He's strong. He's big. Ken says, file in one direction. Yup. Yeah, it did not want to come apart. And you want to be careful about, you hear the popping and the cracking when it would move. I'm like, that's too loud.
Proper gloves on. Don't try to touch it.
It's too loud.
I'm going to give you some gloves. You step out of the way of the camera. If I have... You can answer it. We'll probably a little bit.
Wait, let's see if it cracks.
Turn the torch off all the way.
You might hear the pop.
We're going to run it in.
Yeah, you'll hear
See
it
what
pop.
happens.
But it
Now, you
won't pop
ready?
that loud.
All right, yeah, stand out of the way for a minute. Don't hold it yet. Oh, it already went. There it went another time.
Yep, it pops and cracks.
See what's going
It
on.
was stuck. You don't want to break the yoke. That's not good.
Yeah, she's almost out. That's it. That's it. For a minute.
Nice.
Guys.
All right, I'm coming back.
Just let it cool on the metal tape.
He goes, break out the acetylene. That's what I did. I like the acetylene. All right, let me get back. Let me come back. You know, the acetylene is my favorite, honestly. Let me close that. Minimize that. Acetylene is definitely my favorite. You know, I mean, the oxyacetylene is just too hot. And propane takes too long, especially for something big like that. It takes too long to heat, and then you're not getting an even heat. You don't know how to control it. So acetylene is my favorite. I have an old torch. Thank God, it was so old. But it works good. I'm happy with it. Let me see what you guys doing. Small Schaefer. Other than JWB, how was the snow, Mrs. Lincoln? You got the time, champagne and beer. Looks like urine. But what do you do when you want more than one? Yeah. AZ goes, one day there will be a retro internet. Yeah, right? Yeah. Yeah, they have all... I've done some retro stuff with computers, absolutely. He goes, no more real map. Yeah, I heard that. Why'd they do that? Why'd they get rid of it? Are they scared? They're scared of something? Scared? What are they mad at? You know? What do they put in the map gas now? And how do they label it map if it's not real map? I have a couple of containers over here. I wonder if it's real. I wonder if there's anything like ingredients tab on it or something. I don't think there is. I'll have to go look at it. He goes, we aren't getting the video. Yeah, I know. I'm tired. I'm shot now. What time is it? Let's see. Let me move this out of the way a little bit. Where's my time signature? Move you more. Let's see, concurrent views, likes, chat revenue, blah, 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 blah. An hour 24. Yeah, we're right on the cusp. Nope. Final cut today. Honda mulching leaves. Nice. Nice. Francis says, hey, Arch. Hey, Francis. Johnny Bravo goes, if your daughter chose him, he's got cred, Arch. Let him learn. Yeah. None of us were born. That's absolutely right. But like I was saying earlier, you don't break the spirit. And I told him that. I said, if I had told you that's not how it is, and if I'd made a big deal of it, and you don't know what you don't know what you're in for, I didn't say any of that. I said, but these were my options. Tell you all of that and break your spirit, or tell you no, or just bite my lip and help you and make you suffer, right? And you'll see, right? And so that's what I did. He laughed. I said, now you know. So now we got to set up to do the other side, but I got some stuff to take care of the next few days, and I'm going to need a day off. It was so cold out that I took off the next day. I didn't get cold. I didn't get warmed up. I was sitting here chatting with Elizabeth like at night, and I was telling her about it, and I'm like, finally, I went like, oh my, I just had a hot flash, right? Like an actual hot flush, right? I'm like, whoa. I don't know if it's because I just injected or because I ate one of these or whatever. I said, but this is the first time all day that I actually felt warmth. That's how cold it was. Yeah, it was nice though. It was a good time, and like I said, he learned a lot, and I had just about every damn tool out. That's another reason why I was still cleaning up in here today, and I was even trying to straighten up a little bit, right, as we were going, and because it's like an explosion of tools and crap and crud. But again, big shout out to Big Mike for that nice rubber mat. That was executing that mat down and working on top of it, especially with wet ground, soft, sludgy, wet, gross, freezing ground. You can't beat that, you know. In the 70s here this week. Yeah, right. I know I saw Tom Dolby. He was standing in his garage in like a T-shirt, right? And the door was open, and I'm thinking to myself, I hate you. Hate you, Tom, if you're still there. I'm like, look at him. I'm freezing. Actually, today was not that bad, especially after a few cold days. Like before, I had to take my sweatshirt off. You know, a couple of times today, working around in here, I had to turn the heat way, way, way down in here. And I was going in and out. I would have been outside today, but I was outside yesterday in the dark, right? Because it was gloomy and yucky, and I was outside pressure washing all day. In the dark of day and the cold of day, but it was at least not freezing, you know. Today was the nicest day, but I had other stuff to do. What are you going to do? He goes, Tom's not too, I know, right? Tom's not too far from you, yeah. Easy goes 70 years too, yeah. Yeah, comfortable mowing. Yeah, Brett was in a little bit warmer area. Well, right now it just came up to 52. Which is nice. It's comfortable in here. Right, the heat I think came on once while we were doing a live show, and that was it. And I have it on low, and it's warm in here. I'm like quite comfortable. It's not drafty. Feels nice. I can kick back, and I'm going to watch a movie or something later on. I've been watching, trying to catch a couple of movies every now and then, and it's funny because you see some of these like YouTube movies, and some of them have big stars in them. What was I watching last night? I was watching something with Vin Diesel. And like at the end, when you're coming to the climax at the very end, they cut the audio. I'm like, what are you doing? Like it was twice throughout the video they cut the audio. What do you want? It's like free, right? It was like an okay movie. You know, his blood was. They did it. He got killed on some assignment, and they resurrected him, and they put nanobots within his blood, and he was able, I don't know, they did a bunch of shit to him, and it was really hard to kill him, and what do you want? It's a Vin Diesel movie, you know? I mean, what do you expect? Like all those kinds of movies, right? You know, all you get in is action. There was some good car crashes in it. That'll give them. Sometimes I hate it when they kill off like a really cool car. But those cars, it's just the skin, you know. Everything underneath is all custom and everything. So they go find some rusty piece of crap, jack it up, you know, put a completely different cage and suspension and everything on it. You ever see how they do the flips and stuff? They basically have a big charge underneath, like in the middle or one side of the car, and they blow off a gigantic piece of wood, and it propels the car or whatever direction they need it. You don't see the wood and then the explosion and everything else. Well, sometimes they'll let you see the explosion. You know. Oh, thunderstorms coming down. Yeah. Yeah, we didn't have that. Nope, not yet. Nope, not yet. All right, I'm out of here. We're an hour 30. That's what I like to do. We didn't do P lady or anything like that. So we're good to go. We're at hour 29:41. I will see you guys on the next installment. Go have a beer, a Schaefer or a Miller, whichever one you want, because it's the one beer to have when you're having more than one.